My name's Peter Lutz, and I live in Providence, Rhode Island. I've been making furniture for about 5 years. Making furniture is challenging. I don't think it's something that I'll ever get rich doing, but it's very satisfying work. You're literally starting the day with a board, and you're ending the day with finished parts or even a finished piece of furniture. It's hard to argue with that kind of satisfaction. I think that when you're making furniture, you tend to run into a lot of technical issues. And those issues have to be resolved, and I find that challenge to be a way of designing something interesting. So all the steps that go into making a piece of furniture I find really fascinating, and I want to highlight that in the piece. So how it's constructed should be very obvious to the person looking at it. I don't try to hide how it's made, I'd rather show that off. A lot of furniture makers don't like a lot of newer technology. I think they feel like it sort of eliminates older ways of doing things, and it can take some of the craft out of making. I personally find that the idea is the most important part, and whatever tool helps you execute your idea is the one that I'm going to use. I think I've heard this said, and I think it's a really good piece of advice, which is that a piece of furniture should have one idea, be about one idea. You're not trying to throw everything you can at it. You're kind of just saying, well, what is this about in one word? And if you can distill it down to that, then you're working on a very elemental level. And so the whole piece is just about that connection and how each piece fits into the next. Perhaps it's just my own personality. I like to be pretty plain and straightforward. I don't tend to be I don't try to put on too much pretension. I don't like to present myself as something more than I am. So the furniture that I make kind of is that same idea. It's not trying to be anything more than what it is. It's very straightforward. It's functional but beautiful. And so I think finding furniture was just sort of saying, oh, I've kind of found the perfect medium for the things that I like to make and how I like to work. It seemed it was a natural way for me to take what I had learned as an art student. You're talking about form, you're talking about color, you're talking about shapes, you're talking about just general sculptural principles that you apply to art making still apply to furniture making. I guess furniture making is more satisfying for me than art making because there's a very specific goal. It's not just like, well, it has to convey an idea. Well, it has to also hold books, or it has to hold a person. It's just extremely satisfying. I feel like I've accomplished something every day. I can see the results of what I've done. So that makes it worthwhile to me, and I don't think I could do anything else for a living.